So, hey everyone, I'm Seth with According to Seth. How you all doing today? Woohoo! There we go. Get the energy going. I love the movie. I got to watch it this morning, actually, and actually I have a question for you first. So, what was the inspiration for the film? It kind of felt similar to Misery, and how it looked at handling loss differently. I especially love the convo between Peyton and Riley about her losing her mother. So, can you give me some of the ideas behind the story?
Okay, a lot of questions in there. I would say the first thing, the inspiration behind it was just working in the music industry for a decade. I did music videos for a really long time, so I was around both sides of it. I also started really young. I started working in the music industry when I was 16, so I was Riley's age, and I got to see both those characters kind of up close, so I got to be Riley. And then I also got to see the kind of like behind the curtain of the celebrity of it. And I don't know, dealing with loss, I would say that I'm lucky to have not experienced the amount of loss that Riley has in her life, but I think it was just more about trying to figure out ways that you would make this character more relatable and less, I want to say that she was created, she was a result of nurture, not nature. She wasn't born this way. She's had a lot of things happen to her that made her this way.
That's awesome. Do each of you have an artist or band that you grew up with that you crush on, or just kind of similar to your character?
Okay, we have to have really good answers
Yes.
to this. Okay. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to change my answer from this morning, and I'm going to say Taylor Swift, because she was the first song that I ever remember actually hearing on the radio. And then from there on, it was just her all the time, everywhere.
I love that.
Yeah, I think in terms of like when I was younger, Owl City, I was really into. Yeah, really loved Owl City. I even did like I think, high school project on him where I just like investigated everything about his life and like, who he was. And I haven't seen him in a while, but he's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. When I grew up, I did a lot of hip hop and stuff, so I listened a lot to Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Just I didn't have posters on the walls, but I still listened to them.
Yep.
More than it was healthy, but it was great.
We're the old folks, so I'm dating myself. Whitney Houston. Oh my
Great
God,
answer.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I thought I was Whitney Houston. My first concert was Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston.
That's amazing.
Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, I'll do mine. I'm going to say MCR, My Chemical Romance.
I love that. Mine was Backstreet Boys. That was the first concert I ever went to. So the soundtrack and the score was awesome. So how difficult was it to pick the songs to match the vibe of the movie that you wanted to make?
Okay, that's an interesting one too. You guys haven't even heard they actually haven't seen the finished film.
Oh, cool.
So they haven't heard the entire soundtrack. Guys, the soundtrack is sick.
It's
It's
awesome.
very inspired. Okay, so I'm a millennial, and it's kind of, I didn't want to try and make the youth culture thing entirely relevant because I feel like I would have fallen short a little bit. So it's still modern day, but it's definitely a modern day that was influenced heavily by my youth. So there's a lot of that like kind of grungy, there is a kind of indie sleaze, like screamy stuff. There's a lot of women artists on the soundtrack entirely. I think there's only one male vocal sync on the entire thing. Otherwise, they're all female artists. And then there's a lot of original songs. We have 3 original songs by
Beautifully sung.
by the fictional band Floor Plan, sung by Herman, incredibly. And then we also have a couple fun covers, including a Juice WRLD cover and an old hymnal done in a hyper pop style.
That's actually, I'm glad you brought up that it was sung by Herman. So you were actually the one singing. And
Yes.
I guess my question to you is, who did you try to base your voice off of? Like, was there an artist that you had in mind? 'Cause I got some Brandon Urie in there.
Okay. Well, okay, who did I base it on? So first of all, it was just super fun for me to actually be allowed to sing and pretend like I was a musician for like a month. It was amazing. I still haven't heard it finished up, so I'm super excited and nervous for that. I don't think I tried to. I wanted to be more rocked. I'm not used to singing this genre at all, so I try to make it more raspy or like. But I honestly have no clue. I used Martin, which had the original vocals, and tried to mimic him a bit because he has like a powerful voice. But yeah, and the rest was just me trying different things.
That's awesome. Right? When's the song dropping though? That's what I want to know. When's it?
Yeah, when are we doing that?
The soundtrack? I don't have an actual date. Stay tuned for this.
Oh, it's actually coming though.
Well, the Floor Plan album will come out.
Okay, good.
The Floor Plan album is coming out. Also, that was one of my favorite parts of this. Was I felt like I was like Simon Cowell because we got to create the band from like the ground up. So we got to like make the sound and then the look of the band. So I'm pretty invested in Floor Plan's future.
That's awesome. I am too now. So, listen, music helps people get through a lot of different things. Obviously, with Riley losing your mom, is there a song that you guys have, each of you, that when you're feeling down, it kind of helps brighten the mood? Something that just brings you back to center?
That's a good question.
I have ones that like really let me feel my feelings. But
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't bring you back.
Or in your feelings works too.
Okay.
I know, it's just so embarrassing. I've never said any of this. No, I used to sit in my bed and cry to Meatloaf and Sarah McLachlan.
Oh yeah.
You remember Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah.
That album, I would sit there and think of the girl that I had a crush on, which was my next door neighbor,
Right.
and I would just sit there and cry over those two songs, Sarah McLachlan and I Would Do Anything for Love.
I love that.
By Meatloaf.
It brings you back from a dark place.
Or just like one that, you know, if you want to be sad, just the one song that hits you in the feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll definitely do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for myself, any like songs by Mitski, I'm like fully in my feels for. But I think I
Mitski's
feel like
great.
Liquid Smooth comes to mind. That one really. Oh yeah. I mean, Liquid Smooth. It's very much about being like a woman, your youth, and like all this. Yeah, you should definitely give it a listen. Yeah.
I have there's a song from Low Roar which is called Don't Be So Serious, which is a song I've heard in a video game for the first time, and in some weird way that's always like been, after I heard it, that became my go-to song if I try to get myself sad. In some way, it's a great song though.
Mine is Radiohead Creep. And that is happy, sad, rage, like anytime I want to feel basically anything, because you can pull from different lyrics, and there's so much of it that's self-deprecating, but there's so much that's empowering. There's so many covers, and so it's definitely that song. Like I could kill someone with that song, but also just maybe have a little sex to it. Who knows?
That's amazing.
I just revealed a lot.
Perfect.
Okay, mine I'm gonna go with is "All I Wanted" by Paramore. Similarly, because like a sort of catharsis, like it's like love, but there's like a guttural kind of release in that song. We're listening to it this morning.
Paramore's great.
I'm gonna go with Graceland 2 by Phoebe Bridgers. It's me and my best friend's song for a relationship, and it's, I don't know, the only thing that comforts me when I'm feeling sad.
Yeah. Phoebe Bridgers is so good live. It's like life-changing.
I love her.
Guess the next question for you is, I did not expect you to hit Peyton with the car. Why do you think Sydney ultimately decided to help her? In a way, it kind of seemed like a way of showing Riley that she still cared about her.
I think so. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it really was a matter of like, who is she choosing to be beside, like herself or her best friend? And I think, despite the way she can be at times, at the end of the day, she does love her best friend. She's been with her through thick and thin, through their entire lives. I feel they in my mind, they grew up together, like childhood friends. So she's like a sister to her.
Yeah,
Tight.
I know. I saw it when you saved the day. I was like, oh great, this is good. And then it just took a dark turn. I was like, come on. Going back to you, Herman. With a role like this, how difficult was it to prepare for it? And was there anything that you did, obviously, learning off other artists, is there anything that really helped you prepare for it?
Well, I thought the music aspect of the character was really nice, and being able to listen to it and try to put myself into that position. Obviously, couldn't really get way too into the drugs of it, but it was also not supposed to be about the drugs. So that was just, I remember I tried to watch, was it, that's Basketball Diaries, baseball? Yeah, basketball, yeah. Which was fantastic, but then again, it wasn't supposed to go that deep. Yeah. So it was just nice to have it as a little bit of a reminder, and then, trying to find something in it with the fantastic script and Kate.
Yeah, and you went through so much. It was really cool to see you progress in the story. I thought you did such a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Going to you guys now, Justin, Amanda here. I love the contrast between Ron and Marnie and how they kind of both tried to better connect with Riley. Was there anything that you did during filming to kind of help you build a better relationship when you went to go film?
Just there was a natural. I loved Kate in Women Talking, and so I felt a natural sort of motherliness towards her. And there was a day. I don't know if you mind me. You're gonna have to wait and see. There was just a day that it was quite emotional for both of us, and I felt like just an immediate instinct to mom her, and so I feel like that really helped. Then having other scenes, there was like sort of this unspoken trust after that day that I think really helped, and it wasn't fabricated. It came out of some like a natural offset experience, and I find as an actor, it's important, yes, to connect as the characters, but there needs to be a foundation of trust with your fellow actors that usually happens off screen, and it happened that day. So that's all.
Great.
Just get real sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such a fantastic cast. And, she's amazing to work with. She's amazing. Everyone's amazing. But Emma told me that Ron's just grumpy. And so, and I was like, oh, this is great. This is such a good opportunity. Like, you usually go to set and you're like, I gotta like be positive. I gotta bring good energy. And I was like, I'm just gonna go as a grump. And so I just had fun just exploring that grumpy, bitter, complaining, curmudgeon side of a Ron was basically like somebody who thought he was destined for stardom. A lot of this thing is about fame, and it's about his living this shitty suburban life, and just being grumpy. And so it was just, I just got to go to set grumpy, and I love that.
That's awesome. Was there any routine that you did in the morning to get you into the grumpiness?
Yeah, I just looked out the window and realized I was in North Bay, Ontario.
Oh my God, we're gonna hit snatch.
No, I love North Bay.
We'll cut it. We'll cut
I
that
actually
part.
love North Bay. I love North Bay.
We can cut that part.
I loved it. This is a joke.
It's so good.
It's my favorite.
Did you guys have a favorite moment on set? Something that you're gonna take with you?
Favorite moment on the set? Want me to start? Yeah. Favorite. Okay, so one of my favorite things that we did on set this is super self-centered. I'm sorry. That was the concert thing. I really enjoyed getting to be on stage, and when I realized, I was nervous when I woke up, and I got my in-ears, and I said hello to the band, got my microphone, had my tramp stamp out. Everything was great. And then I realized that whatever I do, these people are being paid to cheer. So I couldn't really do anything wrong, which was great. So I got to really have fun with my ego for a day, which was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think some of my favorite stuff that we did was involved our stunt doubles and doing the stunts and rehearsing for that. There's a really awesome photo of me and Kate and our doubles doing the kind of Spider-Man fingers, and that was really fun. That's a cute moment. And also anytime I would find Kate bundled up like a caterpillar in her cozy coat and just a mound. She was just a mound in a cocoon. It was really, really funny.
Yeah, I had a giant puffer coat that I would just zip up and then you couldn't even see me. It was my favorite thing to do. I don't know, any of the moments just kind of in between. I love that stuff where you just get to hang out and have fun, and it really didn't feel like I was having to work hard because I was just having such a good time. So yeah, I don't know, all of it. I can't pick a favorite one.
That's amazing. Do you have one? Obviously, you got to direct all of them. So, what was that like?
Yeah, first of all, I'm very, very, very blessed because everyone was really, really lovely, and even at his grumpiest, we were very pleasant. Everything was so fun. Also, they did a ton of their own stunts, like Herman as well too. He's running around in his underwear. It was freezing. It was freezing. The dedication was just unparalleled, and I think I had a early favorite moment was just seeing. I think the two of you probably was maybe day one or two. I got to see them both in costume with hair and makeup as the characters in the bedroom set, which was. I got a little emotional because I was like, it's been in my brain for so long, and now it's real. And I was like, wow, this is the power, and that'll be the thing I chase for the rest of my life.
That's awesome.
That bedroom set blew me away.
It's
It was like one
It's
of the coolest
insane.
production
Yeah.
designs.
It looked really good. I was gonna ask, like, how long did it take to build that?
No, I'm to translate.
It looks great.
Yeah, the set is. It was our production designer, Electa Parado. I worked with her for years, and I brought her with me on this film because I was like, it has to be Electa. She's incredible. I don't know. She made it like in probably like 12. She's just really, I don't know, something's wrong with her or right with her in the sense that she's like a Energizer bunny that can kind of just like, I don't know how she does it. She doesn't sleep. Let's look into it. There's something up there.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
Kate, listen, your spiral and how like cool it was to see you go down this like crazy path, and you did such an incredible job. So was there anything specific you did to help get you into that mindset every day? Because it was really cool to see you start from the beginning into like where your character ended up at the end.
Yeah. I just try and make sure that I'm really like calm and at a pretty good baseline, like emotionally, and yeah, just a lot of breathing. I breathe very deeply. And yeah, I just take a moment before, and then it's kind of just there. But I don't know. I don't have like a very specific routine that I do.
And you have the snuggly coat.
Go.
Right.
Yeah. I cocoon, and I think about it.
That's awesome.
You appear like a butterfly.
Yeah. I come out and I'm just Riley.
Is there anything that you guys want people to know about this movie before going into it? Something you want them to really take home?
That's a good question.
Can I swear?
Yeah,
It's batshit crazy.
I like that.
I think that's it.
Yeah. It's batshit crazy. Perfect. And last question for you guys. I use movies as a way to kind of connect with people. I think it helps really bridge the gap and let somebody know who you are as a person. So what movie do you guys always recommend to somebody, each of you?
I have one immediately.
Thank you.
My favorite movie that I would hope to aspire to like work on something like this in the future is Booksmart. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It is so funny. I love the actors in it. It's one of those movies that I watch and I go, I think everyone who was on it had so much fun working on it. So I think
Booksmart's
that.
great.
Movies that I would recommend. I mean, a couple of years back, I probably would have said Tropic Thunder, just because it's
great
one of the
movie.
greatest films ever.
It's so good.
It's amazing. But now, I'd probably say Departed. I think I'd say maybe, just because I think it's brilliant.
These are all great choices.
This is really cheesy. There's Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
It's everyone's.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a
I
great
have
movie.
tattoos of words from it on my body. It's
Oh,
just
that's
like
awesome.
it's just the idea of hope.
Yep.
And so Shawshank, particularly now, just go watch a 3-hour prison movie.
It's so good.
I'm just so happy that people are really like. I'm happy for Anora, like that a $5 million film
Yep.
won the Oscar. I'm just independent film means so much to me, and we're getting into a world where there's just so much other ways to be entertained is moving in, and so that's why this film festival just means the world to me. Is just like harboring these films that like this film did not have a lot of money to make, and it's fucking sensational.
Yep.
And I've done other movies that were in the same budget, but like this, it's just I'm so happy that people. Like Taj and Quinn, these guys are making these movies, and people are buying these movies, and it gives us meaning. It gives us, it's just, for me, it's independent film, and just to see Anora, kick ass this year, I was like, yes.
It's awesome. I love seeing all the indie films winning, and hopefully it means more are going to get made with that. So
Yeah.
Actually being nominated.
yes,
Being nominated.
5 times I think they won, right? Or was it 4? Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
Even Brutalist.
Yep.
Actually being out there and
We need more indie films.
We do. What about your 2 movies?
Was the question?
Or your 1 movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go.
I'm gonna say Little Women, any rendition, but specifically Greta Gerwig's. I will always love that movie.
Yep. Perfect.
It's a perfect comfort film.
Yes.
I feel like one to just, again, I love indie movies as well, but I think I was really shaped by, I'll say one that is my hand tattoo, which is for the movie Contact. And I
awesome.
named my production company when I first started it as Arroway Films, and that's because the lead character, Eleanor Arroway, was this like badass scientist woman, and I was like, we need the female representation. in
Contact,
that movie.
awesome.
So Carl Sagan book, Robert Zemeckis directed.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird movie, but
It's perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you all of you. Congrats on this, and I'm excited for it because you said some of you haven't seen the film yet, so I'm excited for you guys to see it today. Yeah. Oh.
No, I've never seen it.
Well, you're gonna love it. It fantastic. So thank you guys. Thank you for the time.
What really thoughtful, wonderful questions.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet all of you guys.